Good evening, Postal family. What's going on? My name is Saeed. Welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing on this Thursday evening? We're doing good, and today's topic I'm discussing what the supervisors are, fearing for mass exodus as well. I had that retirement video the other day about carriers and all other, positions. This one's about supervisors. Apparently, they're fearing a lot of exodus among their ranks as well. But first, before we get into it, my name is Saeed. Postal content is what I do. It's my channel. If you like this type of content, you find it interesting, please go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I love all the likes y'all give me and the comments, especially the comments. They're getting really good. You guys sharing some good stuff with me in your personal life experiences. I really, really do appreciate that. And, I hope to continue this thing what I'm going on. And, I love what I do and bring the best news possible to you guys. Granted, it's not always contract talks that we all, on our minds front and foremost is the contract right now. We need to get a new contract as soon as possible. There was some news going on that the other guys, APWU, are they're into negotiations too, and they're well ahead of NALC right now, and they probably will land a contract before us. So we're all feeling happy for the clerks and the people who are under APWU. So way to go, APWU guys, President. Let's get into today's video about the supervisors and the mass exodus they're going through. USPS supervisors fear exodus among their ranks, but data shows high retention. A USPS watchdog says the agency saw a 7% vacancy rate for frontline supervisors nationwide in fiscal 23, its lowest point in recent years. An organization representing Postal Service supervisors is warning about an exodus of management-level employees, although data from USPS and its Inspector General office don't corroborate with these claims. The National Association of Postal Service, in a recent post on its website, raised the alarm about a crisis in leadership retention. Gee, we wonder how that is. It's too much pressure on the supervisors, and not all can handle that, and some choose to leave, some stay. NAP's President Ivan Butts wrote earlier this month that a significant number of EAS employees are leaving the USPS for other federal agencies, enticed by better pay and less demanding working conditions. Those are some key words right there. Less demanding working conditions. Even the supervisors are feeling it. It all comes down the tube kind of sort of saying, when the pressure builds up and it comes down, postmaster to manager, and then supervisor, some employees in there, or you can't get a hold of all CCAs in your city. Guess who's got to do the route? Sometimes, they usually wait for other regulars to come get their day through and then give them those extra hours, but sometimes the supervisor does have to run the route in some scenarios. But that's work objectives they're trying to achieve, Butts said in a recent interview, and then they're being viewed by the leadership in these other agencies as superstars just because of how they were so overburdened working at this agency. I guess made them tend to go at it harder at what they do. How does broad area management inform national security? Briefings on Butts speaking last year at a summit on labor issues hosted by the USPS Office of Inspector General said USPS is losing candidates to private sector businesses that can offer better starting pay and better hours at a time when unemployment rates are historically low. The Postal Service disputes NAP's claims. USPS spokesman David Walton told Federal News Network that the agency has a retention rate of more than 96% for management employees. Historically, we develop and promote from within the organization and have an excellent retention rate when it comes to our management employees. particularly our frontline supervisors and managers, Walton said. Edmund Curley, National President of United Postmasters and Management of America, UPMA, said he's seen some colleagues leave USPS to take jobs at other agencies such as Social Security Administration. However, he said USPS isn't seeing problems retaining management level employees. So some go, some stay. I mean, it's not much turnover, I think, in the supervisor ranks, but they take a little bit less money, but it's steady hours, no weekend work, a lot less stress. He said about managers at their federal agencies, it's not easy being an entry-level manager in Postal Service. It never has been. The difference now, especially if you're in DC, there's other employment opportunities to go into federal employment, which is true. There's other agencies, like they mentioned, the Social Security Administration. You can actually stay in the USPS and go into Postal Police. They're a better option, but I think their pay is much higher, so it should be. Amongst its concerns, NAPS and USPS is promoting newly hired employees to EAS roles with little to no knowledge of USPS operations, and that supervisors are rapidly promoted into mid-level and senior leadership positions with little to no knowledge of agency operations. Well, we've seen that for decades. I've seen supervisors come in, they don't have a certain blink of an idea what they're supposed to do, just sitting there, answering calls, and which is true about this article. They're promoting from within, but they don't have the slightest idea. Some of them, not all. I've got to choose my words carefully. There's a lot of good supervisors too that have knowledge, and they're well deserving of that position, but there are some that are unequipped, sort of, kind of say. Bud said new supervisors may get an initial 2 or 3 weeks of training before running operations. After that, they're on their own. Leave them to the wolves. They need them on the floor to run their operations. They're short-handed already, Bud said. As some of these people are coming in, they're getting no training at all, and the first time they make a mistake, they're being fired with no recourse. Curley, however, said nearly all USPS managers started off as craft employees, letter carriers, mail handlers, and postal clerks, and understand the agency's frontline work. Nobody walked in off the street, Curley said, adding that the supervisor skills are something you have to learn on the job. You can't teach somebody. I don't know how long a training course would have to be qualify somebody to be a delivery supervisor. You've got to learn on the job. You've got to have some rudimentary knowledge of how carriers operate and how the routes are set up. And then you've just got to do it. And you have to learn by doing, he added. Which is true. Supervisors I've also seen come in, they learn as they go. Month by month, day by day, they pick up these things and are quite good at it most of the time, So it's literally training on the go. They're put in that seat. Their manager's in touch with them, and they're learning day by day. The USPS Inspector General's office said the Postal Service saw a 7% vacancy rate nationwide in fiscal 23, its lowest point in recent years. USPS supervisor vacancy is shrinking. The USPS Inspector General's office, in a report released Friday, said Postal Service saw a 7% vacancy rate nationwide in fiscal 23. The Watchdog report states USPS is close to meeting its goal of hitting a 5% nationwide vacancy rate for frontline supervisors, but said vacancies can vary widely by region. Although the nationwide vacancy rate is relatively low, some locations are experiencing vacancy rates 3 times as high as the goal, the report states. USPS, for example, is seeing a 17% to 18% vacancy rate for supervisors who oversee processing operations in the Great Lakes, and a 15% vacancy for retail and delivery supervisors in northern Illinois. USPS ended fiscal 23 with more than 22,000 supervisors. About 88% of them oversaw customer services, distribution operations, maintenance operations, and logistics. The agency also hosted 4 virtual frontline supervisor job fairs for current employees to learn about frontline supervisor positions last year. So basically, that's where we're at about the supervisor article. Both link supervisor retention challenges to recent problems with on-time mail delivery in areas where USPS is modernizing its network modernization plans. However, lawmakers representing regions that saw the worst of these delays, such as Atlanta and Richmond, Virginia, saw on-time performance is improving. We're not hearing much of anything like we were in the past because we're at the lowest volume period. My prediction is what the fall mailing season comes in, those issues that we had will rear their heads again, because the leadership of the agency has still continuously failed to address its staffing problem. So generally, some numbers about supervisors. Some are going, some choosing to stay. More are here. More are getting promoted from within. Carriers, different clerks becoming supervisors, which is good. They want to move up in their career. They can handle that pressure that management level position brings. Basically, that's what it is. Any carrier can jump into a management role as a 204B to begin with, but the question he or she faces is that, can you handle that pressure from your manager every day? It's not easy, to become a supervisor. If you're good with pressure, go for it. And most of us like our own personal route. We're out and about on our own. We're on our own boss. We don't have somebody on our head. The pressure is just the route. Deliver the route. That's it. And some can handle the hot seat kind of the management level. And props to them. They're good at it. Some aren't good at it. They go back to being a carrier. I've seen that also. Some can't handle the stress, go back to carrier level, and they're happy again. So it just depends who you are, what you want to do. Is that much more money worth it being in, a supervisor? So that's basically what today's article is about. And again, if you're new to the channel, my name is Saeed, Mailman Saeed is what they call me. And if you like this kind of content about postal service and whatnot, go ahead and subscribe. I really, really do appreciate all the support I get from all my subscribers, all the contact, all the comments, all the likes you all give me, and do what I do best, so I'll continue that. Hopefully each day, we're praying on a contract coming through. We just heard about APWU. They're working. They'll probably have theirs within a matter of weeks, hours, God knows. But hopefully it's a really good one. Gives us all from entry-level CCAs to the top of the pay scale, big raises that go with the times we're living in. So, we got to pray for the best. So, like always, this is Saeed, and stay good, stay positive, stay cool out there, and most of all, stay safe, you guys. So until next time, take care, peace.